G'day and welcome to the Tech Math channel. What we're going to be having a look at in today's video is we're going to be looking at ways of doing long division. These are numbers above 10 and we're going to be having a look at some rather big numbers today. And this is actually the fourth part of a four-part video series I've done on a different way of working out long division. This is an easier way of working out long division. Okay, so the links to the previous videos are up there. Okay, there we go. But if you reckon your game, you might want to even try to go along with these. So what we're going to be having a look at is, I'm going to just launch into, we're going to start looking at, say, numbers where we're trying to do, say, something like 42, and see how many times that goes into, I'll go something a bit easy at the moment, 5,234. Now, in previous videos, what we've been doing is we've been looking at the number which is a tens number which is closest to this. The tens number closest to this one is 40. So we get the 4, and we put that there. But to get from 42 to 40, we have to subtract 2. Now, this is a little bit different from what's happened in previous videos of mine, where it's always been numbers which have quite conveniently made a +2 or a +3. They've always been the numbers we're going upwards. This is our multiplier. Okay? And we just treat it like a negative number. Alright, so these numbers for you guys who've watched the previous videos, you're going to realise the trick with a lot of this is we're going to be using this multiplier, and we're going to also use previous answers that we've got from the question, from our other part of the question, to work out our answers. Okay, so let's go through these. Alright, so 4 goes into 5. How many times? It goes in once. Alright, a nice easy one, and it has a 1 remainder. Okay, so what we're left with now is we've got 12, and 12, what we do to this 12 is we add to it this number times a multiplier. So 1 plus 1 times -2. 1 times -2 is -2, so what we're going to do is adding on -2, which is the same as taking away 2. Alright, so 12 take 2 is 10. 10 divided by 4 is 2. Remainder 2. Okay, so what have we got now? We've got 23, and what are we going to be doing with this 23? This 23, we're going to be getting this 2 and this -2. 2 times -2, which is -4, we're taking that off. We get the answer of 19. 19 divided by 4 equals how much? 4, with a 3 remainder. Now this leaves us last of all with our remainder number, which is 34. 34, and we're using this number here, 4 times this multiplier, so 4 times -2 is -8, so 34 take 8 gives us the answer of 26. So we have a remainder of 26, and that's an example of when we start to get this negative multiplier. So all we're doing compared to the other ones is we're taking things away. Okay, pretty cool, right? What about we get on to another one of these? Alright. And the ideas for these are very much the same. So if you haven't seen my other videos and you're finding that a little bit hard, you might want to just go and have a look at those particular videos, and I think you'll really appreciate those. So let's get to something a bit harder now. Let's get a big number. Let's put 62, and we're going to be dividing that into something huge. Let's say 235,813. Alright, so to get to 60, we have to take 2. This is our multiplier. Okay. Alright, let's start working this out. 6 goes into 2. Well, it doesn't go into 2. 6 goes into 23 3 times, and it has a leftover of 5. It has a 5 remainder. So we're going to get 55 here, and what we're going to do is 3 times -2 is -6. So 55 minus 6 equals 49. So 49 divided by 6 equals 8, with a remainder of 1. Alright, leaves us with this next number, which is 18. What are we going to do with this 18 now? Well, 8 times -2 is -16. So we're going to take that off. So 18 take 16 equals 2. So 2 divided by 6 we cannot do. We're going to have to carry that number across. Alright. Okay, so we're now left with 21. 21, and what do we do with this 21? Well, 0 times 6 is 0, so we can't really do much. So 21 divided by 6 equals 3, and there is 3 left over. Okay, cool. So this leaves us last of all with our remainder number. Okay, almost worked this out. I know it seems sometimes too easy, this. Okay, there's a couple little tricks here and there. So 33, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding to that 3 times minus 2, which is minus 6. So we're taking away 6. 33 takes 6 equals 27. We have a remainder of 27. Pretty cool, right? There's our answer there. Alright, I'm going to go through one last one, and this last one has a little trick that if you might have gone off on your own now and thought, I've got the hang of what he's doing and tried one, you might have come up against this trick. This can happen. So what we'll do is I'll put up this very last type of question you might get, which is, say when we get a little trick like this one. Okay, so say we're trying to work out how many times 42 now goes into 37,418. Now, this you're going to see a little problem. Okay, just a little trick. It's not a problem. It's just that little thing you have to do. Okay, so the number closest to this is 40. Alright, and that's a minus 2. Once again, I know I'm being a bit biased towards these. They're a lot easier to explain. So this again is our multiplier. Okay. Alright, now 4 goes into 3. Well, it doesn't go into 3, it goes in 0 amount of times, and so we have to carry the 3 across. 37, well, 4 goes into that, well, 9 times. Okay, pretty good with that so far, and there's 1 left over. So we get this 14, and what we're going to do is we're going to add to it this 9 times minus 2, which is minus 18. So we go 14, take away 18. Oh, we've got a problem, haven't we? Because this is going to actually give us a minus number, and that's really, really difficult, isn't it? There's a little trick you have to do when you get this sort of thing. And what this is you have to go through and borrow 1 from the previous answer, okay? And I'll show you this right now, okay? So I'll get rid of that. So, rather than having 14 here, what we're going to actually do is, I'm just going to go back and reconsider this particular number here, okay? So, 37 divided by 4. Okay, there's a couple of ways we could look at the answer here. We could look at this answer as being, okay, so what the answer we got was 9, remainder 1, or we could also call it 8 with a remainder of 5, because 4 8s are 32, plus 5 is 37. This is the one we're going to be using. I'm going to steal this 8 here, and we're actually going to get a remainder of 5. So all we're doing is taking this number down 1, and we're going to add this number to this one here, 54, okay? So now what we do is we're going to work with these numbers, okay? So it's a little bit of a trick here, okay? You have to steal 1, but it's not 1 you're stealing, it's actually 4 in this case, okay? This is a little trick that's probably the hardest thing for people to get used to with this. Okay, so if you think about it in terms of remainders like I just put down then, it might be a little bit easier. So 54 now, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking away not 9 times 2, it's now 8 times minus 2. Okay, so we're going to be taking away 16. And the answer we're going to get for that is 54 take away 16 equals 38. Now 38 divided by 4 equals 9 with a remainder of 2. Okay, pretty cool, right? Let's get on to the next one. So we have 21 here, 21, and what we're going to be doing is 9 times minus 2 is minus 18. So we're going to take away 18. We get the answer of 3. So 3 divided by 4, we get a 0. Okay, and we carry that 3 along. So last of all now, we just work out that remainder number. So we've got the answer of 38, and we actually don't do anything to it because 0 times minus 2 is 0, so we leave it at that. So we have a remainder of 38. Pretty cool, right? That's our answer. So that's just what to do when you get that little thing with that little trick there. That's the way to do it. Anyway, thanks up. See you next time.